My name is Robin and I am a quantum hypnotherapist and I teach energy healing and spiritual growth. and I love to share techniques to help you with finding your still point. And your still point is the peaceful feeling and the stillness inside when you have your most power. And I love to share this with you so that you can call upon this powerful, peaceful stillness regardless of what's happening around you, whether you have trauma around you or you're in a challenging situation. Triggers, this is a trigger to help you with those moments to bring yourself back into that powerful space so that instead of falling into the energies of what's happening around you, you instead influence those around you from a place of power and from a place of love. And the spiritual technique that I'm going to use, or the toolbox technique that I'm going to use today, I'm calling I Surrender. And it comes in the form of mantras, which becomes a little story and also sounds like a little bit of a chant. And so my husband and I did this yesterday, and at first we were feeling out of sorts, but and I asked him if I could do a healing on him, which means that I will receive the healing myself, and by the end of it we were feeling blissful, and it was just the most beautiful experience. So I had my notes to make life easier on myself. And so I asked my guys to help me, and they explained to me, I'll just read this out. Recognize how your breath can be the trigger of wisdom. When you use your breath in this way, you will be enhancing the way you live and how your energy not only affects how you feel, but how you influence the feelings of those around you. Using your breath and bringing yourself back to the breath, you can remind yourself. So by using your breath as a trigger, you can remind yourself. You can instantly call upon this still point when you find yourself in challenging situations. By doing so, you are influencing others in a gentle way through your energy. And with this understanding, using the breath as a trigger, we follow now with a series of mantras which you can call upon at any time. So we begin. I'll turn the music up a little bit or bring it closer to the microphone. And so you may like to close your eyes just to experience this. Of course you don't have to, but it might just help you with enjoying this process, like a little healing for yourself, should you need it. So breathing in. And I begin with the mantras. I surrender with the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter where other people are. I surrender to the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. I forgive myself. And I forgive all others. I let go. I surrender to the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. I allow my breath to remind me to bring myself back to I surrender to the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. I let go of all the heaviness. I don't need to carry that anymore, because I surrender to the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So with each in-breath, I surrender with the feeling of harmony. I surrender with a feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. There is nothing more for you to do for the rest of your life. Nothing more. Just call upon your in-breath and make the most of your in-breath. I surrender to the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. And that's all you need to do. Nothing else matters. I surrender to the feeling of harmony. I surrender to the feeling of peace in my heart. I surrender to the feeling of love. And when you feel ready, you may open your eyes. And so, while you have a little moment to calibrate the wisdom that my guides gave me, I'll share with you that this spiritual toolbox technique, together with others, will soon be on my website, available to you for free, together with my ebook called Guide for Empaths Navigating Life with More Ease and Grace, also available for free, with techniques to help you with bringing yourself back to your center, to your still point, and help you feel powerful, especially in those times when you really need to call upon those moments and you're in those challenging times and feeling and struggling with what's happening in the earth. You just need to bring yourself back to your powerful point, because we need you powerful to help others around you. I also invite you to become a member of my Facebook group called Higher Communications Chat Group. It would be lovely to have you there, where we are a group of people that the idea behind the chat group is to be a support, a beautiful, loving support. So if you have any challenges or wish to discuss situations to receive help and the support of others, and I will be on there reminding people of techniques such as this. And so that'd be great if you could come and join us. And I intend that all aspects of my work is a beautiful support and structure for you, which feels like you're being wrapped up in a loving blanket. Thank you so much for watching, and I will touch base with you again.